Some of our viewers might not be familiar with the world of Doctor Who. So what I'd like to do, Tony, so I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock, and you give us as much of a rundown on the Doctor Whoverse as you can.
All right.
Begin.
Doctor Who is a TV science fiction series about the Doctor, who is an alien from the planet Gallifrey. His people have mastered time travel. He ran away from their stifling society in order to explore the universe. He meets people, takes them on as traveling companions, and they fight alien monsters and right wrongs throughout the universe. It's a wonderful show. It's been going since 1963 to 1989. Then the BBC canceled it, tragically, tried to come back in 1996, then landed the comeback in 2005, where it keeps going to this day and just celebrated its 60th anniversary.
Time. We've only got one postcard this week, folks. It is that. I believe this is Hokusai. I want to say. Hokusai? Maybe? Doesn't say. This is from the Seattle Art Museum. Some Japanese-influenced art there. Spent Sunday with Sarah at the Seattle Asian Art Museum. A lovely day. Heading home now, waiting for a bus connection on Bainbridge Island. Bainbridge Island.
There I was on Bainbridge Island.
That's not how Sean sounds.
You know, you can't get them all right.
You can if you try. You can if you try.
Horse.
Hey, look at me. You can if you try.
You can if you try.
Good.
Horse washing falls at Yoshino in Yamato Province.
Where are you seeing that?
It's the real tiny text on the side.
Oh, jeez, that's too small.
That is
Is it Hokusai?
Katsushika Hokusai.
Yes!
All right.
Go to our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. It is a wonderland of delights. All the episodes we've ever made, they're all there to watch. And there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on to make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support this show. A little bit every month from you helps us out, and you won't even think about it. Here are some of our rolling monthly donors. Graham, Robert, Natalie, Sarah, Katrine, Matthew, Robert, James, Michael, Lewis, Melanie, Ella, Grant, Alessio, Elizabeth, Nicholas, Evan, Adam, Emily, Ralph, and Mitchell. Some more of our donors later in the show. And now, some viewer questions. Andrea Romero, is there a movie you refuse to watch because of all of the praise it received? This doesn't exactly answer that question, but there is a movie that I've refused to watch because I've never really heard praise for it. I've only heard that it exists.
Okay.
And it's a curiosity, but I've never had any desire to watch it. And that is the Eric Idle side project, The Ruttles. I've never heard anything superlative about it, or like, you gotta see it. You gotta go see it. It's so great. Never heard any of that.
I've honestly never heard anything about it, but I have heard the song Cheese and Onions.
Yeah.
Because somehow back in the day it stuck its way into my Pandora rotation.
Mm-hmm.
So that song is stuck in my head.
It's like that movie Jabberwocky. Did you ever see that?
I have.
I started watching it and I just got so bored I turned it off.
It was murky and gritty, and it didn't seem to be going anywhere. The movie that people have praised and then that put me off seeing is Napoleon Dynamite. I still have not watched Napoleon Dynamite after all these years. And I just got so fed up with people saying how funny it was that I'm like,
I've polled our viewers on our Facebook fan page to get some Tony-specific questions, and I got a bunch of them.
Eek.
David James Keaton, what was your worst encounter in a movie theater?
With a group of unruly children who a parent had dragged to Star Trek Beyond.
Ooh.
It finally unleashed the old man I've always been becoming, because after about 20 minutes or so I went up to them, I leaned over their seats because they were in front of me, like, people are trying to enjoy the movie.
Did that work?
It did, because they shut the fuck up.
Tim Lemire, what is your favorite piece of pop culture trivia? Mine is that the full name of Jughead from Archie Comics is Forsyth Pendleton Jones III.
My favorite bit of pop culture trivia happens in an episode of Third Rock from the Sun. William Shatner shows up as their overseer, a dude known as the Big Giant Head. He comes to Earth, and they ask him how was his flight. Well, it was fine, but I looked out, and I saw a man on the wing. Referencing the classic Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
But then John Lithgow goes, "You saw him too?" Which is hilarious because John Lithgow did that same part in Twilight Zone, the movie, in the 80s. And it is such an obscure, stupid joke.
Chris Peterson, since it's Sci-Fi July, what is Tony's memory of seeing his first Star Wars film?
Off a cassette taped for me by my parents, which eventually got taped over.
Oh.
We still had that tape for a while, and there was other stuff taped off there, like there was like DuckTales episodes and such, but then it would stop, it would fuzz out, and then we'd be at the trench run in Star Wars. Be like, well, I gotta keep watching this, it's the end of the movie.
Justin Gillies, is there a movie that has been canceled or currently stuck in development hell that you wish would see the light of day? What is the movie and why?
Guillermo del Toro's At the Mountains of Madness.
Okay.
I know it keeps getting stuck in development hell because studios don't have the confidence in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably not going to make back its budget, at least not right away. And apparently that's just death to any movie right now. But he would adapt that so well. This is exciting. This is people in a period piece pushing technology to its limit, exploring the unknown, and then finding the unearthly. It would be amazing.
There is an author named Atul Gawande who wrote a book called Being Mortal, which is about aging and dying, which, you know, you think, oh, that's a laugh riot, but it's actually a really, really good book. And Aziz Ansari was in the middle of production, making it into a movie. And then Bill Murray decided to act like a creep, and the movie got shut down, and it's probably never going to get finished.
Oh, dang.
And that's a real shame, because I would love to see how they adapted that book, which is a nonfiction book about doctors and the treatment of elderly patients and things like that. Tim Stymiest, is there a director that you consider to be overrated or one you consider underappreciated?
James Cameron is creeping into overratedness for me.
It seems like, from what I've heard of him talking about Avatar, that he wants his movies to change the world now, rather than just tell an interesting story. Because the story in Avatar ain't interesting.
I don't know how Avatar is going to change the world. It's certainly a showpiece, and it's a majestic showpiece, and it's an amazing progression of what movie making technology can do, but I don't care.
Yeah. And Ron Harvey Jr., what is your all-time favorite bad movie and why? Mine is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, primarily because of the helicopter crash and that it was written by a fellow park ranger.
I think it's Surf Ninjas.
Okay.
I think it snuck in at just the right age. I think it's still stupidly entertaining in its right.
Yeah.
I think it has talented people given a bizarre script. Somebody made that movie with passion, but it is still stupid.
It's not a very original answer, but I probably just have to say The Room. Just because I've seen it probably 4 times, and I always get sucked into it. It's really engaging, and it's really, really terrible.
A regal film.
I say.
Quite. We are most amused.
Goodness, Ian will be here in a moment. Let's go and get ready.
Oh, who's that?
Who is you? Well, we know that this isn't an excessively humid planet because her hair is still very poofy.
One of you four must go outside the city.
Come on, guys, pick up the pace. You could talk a little. You could talk a little faster.
Yes, I am Red Dalek. Down with the proletariat.
Stay with her.
They got Wilhelm.
I've never been so happy to see the youth. Made in Middlesex, where there's less of it than you think.
Okay, this is from the Simeone family, Lansdale, Pennsylvania.
A whole family.
It's a vintage postcard from Jamaica.
Wow.
From Dottie to her friend Linda. I gotta read the explanation of this one. Greetings, basement dwellers. I bought a handful of postcards at a flea market recently, and I'll be sending them out in the next few months. Cool. This particular postcard must be sent in an envelope because it has already been used. Obviously, I didn't look closely when making my purchase. Have you ever gotten a postcard with someone else's missive on it? That's happened a couple times. Thanks for all the years of entertainment, Samantha, from Dottie. Hi, Linda. We are here after 12 hours total travel time. The water, Caribbean, is warm, and the sunset and sunrise are fantastic. I am looking out over the ocean from our deck. We can sit and decide anytime we wish. We can what? We can sit and anytime we wish, day or night. The children are having a ball. Elmo and Cookie Monster are here. I think Dottie's hallucinating a little bit. Lots of music. Take care. See you. Love, Dottie. It's not all that interesting, but
Okay.
still, it's nice to know that Dottie and the family are having a good time.
We can eat and drinks anytime we wish, day or night.
Oh, so all-inclusive resort. Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder she's seeing Elmo and Cookie Monster.
Oftentimes in our P.O. box, I get records, and when I get them, I listen to them. I ran out of time this week. I only had time to listen to 145, and that is by the band Mudhoney. It's Touch Me, I'm Sick. Look at that toilet. That is where you do your business, and Mudhoney is where you listen to the songs. I'm losing my mind.
You've been in this basement too long.
I've been in the basement for far too long. Touch Me, I'm Sick is a song that I know. I knew it more from a cover by Sonic Youth. Sonic Youth did a cover of that. Kim Gordon sang the lyric. I heard that more than the Mudhoney version. This is the superior version. And then it's got a song called Sweet Young Thing Ain't Sweet No More, which kind of sounds like a Stooges tune. Mudhoney on the Sub Pop label. Good stuff. Some say they invented grunge, for they were around before Nirvana and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam.
I'll have to give him a listen on my way home on ye old Spotify.
There you go. Mudhoney. Toilet rockers. The rest of our rolling donors, take it away, Tony.
All right, roll on. Dan, Jonathan, Alexander, Grace, Maura, John, David, Kevin, Ashton, Kempson, Mario, Stephanie, Michael, Eric, Jennifer, Zach, Anne, and Ron.
Well, normally at this point in the show, we open up some more mail, but we didn't really get any this week. I understand that you, on your way here, made a stop at the used DVD store and picked up quite a haul. You want to show us what you got?
Yeah, I have not seen this. I picked it up on a whim. It is a horror movie called The Evil.
The Evil.
Yes, it's got Richard Crenna and Victor Buono in it. A historical mansion with a dark past.
Well, those are always fun.
Jesus Franco Noir 2-disc set. Death Whistles the Blues and Rafifi in the City.
Oh.
The Young Lions, which Marlon Brando, very controversial as a Nazi officer. It's also got Montgomery Clift, and this was... Oh, it's got Maximilian Schell, too. And Lee Van Cleef.
Wow.
And it was a early starring role for Dean Martin, who, when he gave a crap, tremendous actor.
Yeah.
I picked this up because I legitly have only seen one of them, the Rocky movies. I've only ever seen Rocky 5.
What?
Yes, I've only ever seen the worst Rocky.
Yikes.
Now me, who can appreciate movies more, has Rocky to go back to.
Sure. I think Rocky 1 through 4 are all pretty good.
I love Dolph Lundgren, so I can't wait to catch him as Ivan Drago.
There's a scene in one of those. There's a birthday party for Paulie, and Rocky buys him a robot.
I heard about the robot.
The robot comes into the room.
God. Priest and Legion 2-pack, just for Paul Bettany.
Sure.
Not acting under a bunch of makeup as the Vision.
Oh my goodness, you went on a spree.
I did. It's going to be a while before I do it again. The Mechanic, a Jason Statham movie I've not yet seen.
I've heard of that.
Remake of the Charles Bronson movie, The Mechanic.
Right.
76, King Kong.
Jeff Bridges.
Yep.
Jessica Lange.
Mm-hmm. Followed up by the eminently cheesy King Kong Lives, where they give him a giant-sized heart transplant. Hackers, a fundamental movie of my childhood.
We watched it on this show.
Body Slam, starring Dirk Benedict from the A-Team, directed by Hal Needham, who gave us Cannonball Run and Smokey and the Bandit.
And Megaforce.
Also starring Rowdy Piper and Captain Lou Albano. He was, for many of us, our first Mario. Take that, Chris Pratt. I love this movie, Mr. Holmes, directed by Bill Condon. Ian McKellen is just heartbreaking in this. I saw this alone in a movie theater and had a good cry.
That's the one where he's old.
Yes.
And he's losing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that.
And finally, to wrap it up, enter the ninja, because ninjas.
Thanks for joining me today in the basement.
Yeah, thanks for
Have
having
a
me.
good trip back to your home. I'll stay here in my home. Things will be as they should be.
Yeah, because you live here.
I do.
If you left and I stayed here, it would get complicated.
Yeah.